Yeah, man. So just a bad loss overall. Some takeaways from the games. It's not even really that much to take away from the game, man. There's not even really that much to take away from the game. Just a heartbreaking loss. Another one. You know. If you look at it, if you look at some of the good, I would say the defense had a goal line stop. I would say that's good. For the offense, the offense was up 14-0. Caden Salter actually put some drives together, which he has done all season, right? He's been able to get us up, but he hasn't been able to sustain the greatness all the way through the fourth quarter to the end of the game. But as far as some other goods, I would say Pat Sherman. As much as I don't like Pat Sherman, at least he tried something new. Last week it was Wildcat incorporating Draylon Miller. This week it was formation changes. So they would go up to the line of scrimmage. After a couple seconds, they shift to a whole new formation. What that did was it kept the other team, off center. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta keep the other team off center. You can't just be vanilla. You gotta throw wrinkles in there that they haven't seen before, just to throw them off a little bit. Any bit of advantage counts, and you gotta respect the game. And that's what I mean by respecting the game. You gotta respect the game in the sense that you gotta respect your opponent, and you gotta expect your opponent to take away what you do good. You gotta respect your opponent in that manner. And when you do that, you then start to cover your own ass because you're not vanilla. You're being creative in the play calling. You're bringing out new formations and new play calls and so on. The good, I think, for to be honest, that's about all the good I can come up with. Um, the bad, the bad is what we've been saying all year. The bad is your quarterback's not able to sustain greatness, to sustain his great level of play throughout the entire game. That's one of the bads, man. But if we go back to good, and we want to look at who was the best player on offense. Amarion Miller. This week, shout out to Amarion Miller for having a great game. And he always has a great game. It's just with him, with Amarion, bro, it's about the leadership shit with me, bro. Like, he has all the ability in the world. But in order for this team to be great, to be its best, we need guys like him to be the leader and to lead everybody. Because we already see that people do follow him naturally, but it's about leading the entire group, leading everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. Best offensive player was definitely Amarion Miller. Your best defensive player. I mean, I think when you allow about 35 points, it's hard to find a defensive player that stood out. So I couldn't even name a corner, a backer, a lineman that I could say stood out in a positive way. So I'm not even going to go that route. Let's do standout positions. So standout positions. If you were to look at some standout positions, I would say far as standout positions, I would say let's see. Offensive line, they did what they've been doing. they've been playing at a certain level that you can expect every week, and that's all you expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been playing at a good level, just keep doing that. It ain't great, but it's something that we could work with. So the O line been playing good. The running backs been playing good. Micah's had a little bit of a fumbling issue, which we've been, people been catching on to. Just make sure you keep them two hands on that football, young boy, young buck. That's about it. Running backs looking good. Offensive line looking good. Quarterback is the issue. If don't nobody want to solidify it and say it and stand on it, I will. I'm gonna have to stand on that shit, man. Quarterback is the main issue because you need the quarterback. The quarterback is where everything starts at. And you need the quarterback to distribute the football, not just evenly, but distribute the football how it's supposed to be distributed. You dig what I'm saying? Like, the job of a quarterback is to get first downs that lead to touchdowns. There's no other job of a quarterback, whether it's youth football, high school, college, or the pros. The job of the quarterback never changes. And the job of a quarterback is to make first downs that lead to touchdowns, period. Quarterback hasn't been able to do that over 4 quarters. He picks and chooses when he wants to play. Right now, we about to go into the behind the scenes with Bucky. Shout out Bucky for, the behind the scenes footage with Well Off Media and all that. We about to go through that and check out, Coach Prime has been coaching his ass off. And this is one of those segments where we check out Coach Prime and see what his message is. What is his message during the game, before, during, and after? And we come to find out that, it seems like he's doing everything he can. He's saying everything he can. The one thing he's not doing is making a change at quarterback again. I think this might be the year where you have to, go through all 3 of your guys at quarterback every game. And if you listen to some of my other videos, you already know my stance. My stance is you bring Salter in for the first 2 drives. After that, bench. You bring Juju Lewis in. You let Juju Lewis go. If you feel like you need to take him out, then that's when you bring in Staub to finish out that first half. Staub, he's a 3rd string quarterback, but he does well in a 2-minute drill, better than the other guys. And that's partly and hugely because he's been an assistant for 3 years now. So he should be hip to that playbook. He should have the entire playbook open to him. And that is what it is, right? But yeah. Second half, you just recycle. You bring in Salter for the first 2 drives, then you bring in Juju and you finish out with Staub. Now, personally, I like taking the personal out of shit. But if we're gonna talk personal, I'm letting Juju Lewis start the second half for me. If I'm a head coach, Juju Lewis is gonna start that second half, and we're gonna ride it out until we need to make a change. But if you ask me, Juju Lewis is the future. It ain't no reason why we ain't putting all our chips in that bag, man. There's no reason why we not getting them ready for prime time. When our coach is prime time. Deion Sanders. So if you ask me, it's time to get this Juju Lewis train started, man. And let's stop trying to save the young man, and let's see what he can do to navigate his way out that jungle. Drop Juju in the jungle and let him find his way back home. At least give him the opportunity. So when we keep looking at the game, we keep looking at other things. Red zone efficiency. Red zone efficiency was not very good. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull up some of the stats. Yeah, just not good, man. Red zone efficiency was not good. The first time they went down and they got a touchdown. Second time, interception. Yeah, like red zone efficiency was just terrible. Turnovers. I think they committed about 3 or 4 turnovers. 3 by the quarterback. Like, what are we doing here? Um, and then just on the flip side, we want to look at the disappointing players. So as far as disappointing performance, I gotta give it to the OC, man. Gotta give it to the offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur, he threw a new wrinkle in the offense this week, but it just wasn't enough. We didn't see much of Draylon Miller. Draylon Miller actually got hurt during this game. He came back in the game, thankfully, and finished it out, I believe. But it's just something going on with Pat Shurmur, and he's just not creative enough. He'll throw one wrinkle in, but that wrinkle is not really significant enough to carry on the game. Like, you can't just make one small change and expect success. Like, we got to see more wrinkles, man. Stop being scared to switch it up. Stop being scared to switch it up. Other disappointing performances, of course, the quarterback. And I'm gonna say head coach, man. Head coach not pulling the quarterback out the game. Head coach, as soon as you see your quarterback's confidence start to go down, we got to make a change. And then I'm not the one to harp or beat up on the defense, but you give up 35 points, the defense did a lot of wrong. And really, there's really no one to really blame, no one person. You could blame the run defense and the pass defense. This week, not too many, penalties, in the pass game, but just as a defense as a whole, Rob Livingston, we got to hone in, man, on our fundamentals, and we got to be sound in that. I just don't understand why the defense has been getting cooked like they've been getting cooked. So yeah, man. So that's really how I feel about the game. Let's check out some of these important stats from the game. The score ended up 35-31 TCU. Yards are very competitive. 369 for TCU, 343 for Colorado. Pass yards, TCU got it by a lot. Rush yards, Colorado came out. Colorado actually had a great game rushing the football. You know why? Because they left that extra tight end in the game. The game against TCU, we really used the tight end a lot more than we've been using, which is a good thing. You got to be able to run the football. You run the football, you make shit easy on your quarterback. 126 yards rushing for Colorado. First downs, 23 first down to 20 first downs. Third down efficiency, 7 for 15. They were good on fourth down. On third down. And a fourth down, they were good. Josh Hoover, 275 and 4 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns to Eric McAllister. So, TCU outscored Colorado in the fourth quarter to secure the victory. Colorado scored first with a touchdown pass from Caden Salter to Amarion Miller and a touchdown run by Salter in the second quarter. TCU responded with two touchdowns before halftime, a run by Josh Hoover and a pass from Hoover to McAllister, tying the game at 14-14. In the fourth quarter, TCU took the lead with a touchdown pass from Hoover to Lafayette Cowway. Colorado tied the game again with a touchdown pass from Salter to Miller. However, TCU scored two more touchdown passes from Hoover to Manjack and McAllister to win the game. Caden Salter, 217 pass yards with two touchdowns and an added rushing touchdown. Amarion Miller, 6 passes for 89 yards. Definitely could have been over 100 yards for Amarion Miller. Dallin Hayden rushed for 6 yards on 9 carries. It was great. Preston Hodge recorded 6 tackles, one and a half for a loss, and a pass breakup. While Keaton Wade had 7 tackles, 1.5 for a loss, a sack, and a forced fumble. That's the left end. Josh Hoover, you already know what he did, man. Hoover fucked them up, man. And I'm looking at these guys like, bro, Colorado could take these guys, but they kind of showed who they were. Josh Hoover threw for 275 and 4 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. 5 touchdowns from their quarterback. It's crazy. And that's all we need to look at, man. But from here, 4 turnovers by Colorado. That's what I was looking for. 4 turnovers. They weren't terrible with penalties like TCU was. But 4 turnovers hurts. Just hurts. So let's go ahead and